Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture series on the subject of polymer science and technology. I'm Harsh Panchal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In previous video, we have understand what do we mean by suspension polymerization technique, right? And we have seen how do we can compare this suspension polymerization technique with the other techniques and what are the advantages and disadvantages of that technique. Now, if you have missed that video, you can find it in the I button over here. Now, having said that, let me just move to the one of the important technique and widely used technique of the polymerization, and that is emulsion polymerization technique. Well, we are very much familiar with the word of the emulsion, which means when two immiscible solvents mix together and they produces emulsion. Well, in fact, we are going to see how we can produce emulsion and what is this emulsion in this session. You can see here on the screen that in the emulsion polymerization, monomer is dispersed in the aqueous phase as the uniform emulsion rather than the droplet as we are used to in the suspension polymerization. So in the suspension polymerization, we were creating droplets of the monomer. But now here in the emulsion polymerization, we are going to disperse our monomer and we will create one emulsion. I will explain this emulsion with the image as well. So, but before that, let's just quickly discuss what are the components that are going to need in this emulsion polymerization. We are going to require monomer, of course, which is need to be water insoluble, right? That is again similar to the suspension polymerization. In the suspension polymerization, we will also require monomer that need to be insoluble in the solvent, right? Or in the water. Then the second component is of course your initiator. But the different thing is that this initiator are need to be water soluble or we can say solvent soluble. So you can see that this water soluble initiator are going to require in this emulsion polymerization, right? Then the next thing is that water as the solvent. So we are going to use water as the solvent for this emulsion polymerization. And the last component is the surfactants. Now we are very much familiar with all these three components, but surfactants, these surfactants are now new to us. But now we will discuss what do we mean by the surfactants and why we are using it. You can see here I have taken one vessel inside which I am taking my water as the solvent. And now I am adding this monomer which are essentially insoluble in the water. Now after that I'm adding my initiator which are soluble in the water. Then after I'm adding this surfactants that we are discussing in this chapter. Now let me just take a pen so that I can explain you this surfactants as in the more detail. You can see here these are the surfactants, right, which basically has a tail like this and one head. So this head you can see here, this head is hydrophilic or we can say water loving, right? So which is essentially soluble in the water. But this tail you can see here, this tail of the surfactant is water hating or we can say hydrophobic, right? So this tail is not soluble in the water. Now this surfactant word is combination of the surface active reagent. So this surface active reagent basically provide stability to the emulsion, right? They stabilize the emulsion and they also act and they are also very much useful in the polymerization reaction, right? As their head is water loving and their tail is water hating. So this one side of this polymer, so this one side of the surfactant will attract it towards the water and the tail will be repelled towards the water. That means it will not attract it towards the water, right? Now having said that, let's just move to the emulsion polymerization techniques and understand what this technique is actually. Now you can see here on the screen that the essential property of the monomer is that it should be immiscible in the water. You can see here that monomer should be immiscible in the water so that it can form emulsion over the surface of the solvent or the water. You can see here monomer should be immiscible in water so that it can form emulsion over the water surface. Now in the emulsion polymerization technique, we are going to use oil in water type of the emulsion throughout the process, right? With continuous stirring, we can provide monomer. This monomer will get emulsified in the waters, and with the help of surfactants, we can stabilize this emulsion. Now what do we mean by emulsion? You can see here in this animation, this water is there, and on the water we are pouring our oil. You can see that this oil is getting poured over the water, and you can see here this on the top of the surface of the water they are creating one emulsion. So this is what we are referring as the emulsion, and this emulsion need to be stabilized, and we are using stabilizer, or we can say surface reacting agent or surfactant for the stabilization of this emulsion. Now you can see that this oil is get emulsified over the surface of the water like this, right? So inside this emulsion, we are going to carry out our polymerization process. Now you can see here with this vessel, we are going to take water as the solvent. And now I am adding my monomer, which are essentially insoluble in this water. You can see here, these are the monomer, which are essentially insoluble in the water. Now after that I am going to add my initiator, which are again soluble in the water. So here we have to remember this thing, monomer need to be insoluble while initiator need to be soluble in the water. Now after that I will provide agitation and we will have the polymerization reaction. And this monomer will form one polymer. But this polymer is in the form of long chain, or we can say colloidal. Right, you can see here initially polymerization take place in the form of colloid. So this is the colloid, right, which is made up of our product polymer, and many individual polymer chain of 100 nanometer are formed. So our main purpose is not to produce this chain of polymer of just length of 100 nanometers. We want to form polymer of a long chain. So we have to avoid the production of the polymer in the form of this colloid, right? So we do not require such type of the polymerization. So to overcome this problem, we are also adding these surfactants which are mainly responsible for arresting the polymerization in this form, and the surfactants will help us to form a long chain of the polymer. You can see here the particles are prevented from coagulating by adding surfactants. So we are adding surfactants so that we can avoid polymerization of this type, right? Instead of this, we want to produce a long chain of the polymer. So now the question is how we can achieve such type of the polymerization. Well, the answer is very simple with the help of the surfactants. You can see here now I have added this surfactants which will eventually help us to get long chain of the polymer. Now let's see how we are going to get this long chain of the polymer. The surfactants actually reduces the surface tension at the monomer water interface. So at the monomer water interface, we are reducing the surface tension with the help of the surfactants, and facilitate the emulsification of monomer in water. So this surfactants serves for the two purpose. One to create to one to reduce the surface tension, and another one is to emulsify our monomer inside the water. Now you can see here beyond particular concentration of the surfactant, this monomer produces aggregated molecule which referred as the micelles. You can see here this is the micelle. Now this word micelle is again very much important as our entire polymerization is going to take place inside this micelle. So let me just revise this thing. Beyond particular concentration of these surfactants, this monomer get accumulated or they get aggregated and produce one molecule, right? This molecule is referred as the micelle, and inside this micelle we are going to take place our polymerization reaction. Now you can see here this thing with the image as well. The concentration beyond which micelle formation is possible is known as the critical micelle concentration. So this is the definition which can be asked for the 1 marks, right? What is the critical micelle concentration, right? So we can say that it is the concentration of the surfactants beyond which micelle formation is possible. So in order to carry out this emulsion polymerization, we have to maintain concentration above this critical micelle concentration so that we can produce micelles inside which our polymerization is going to take place. So you can say that emulsion polymerization take place inside micelles. Now let's just quickly move to this image which explain entire polymerization process. You can see here we have taken these surfactants, right? These are the surfactants, their head, this thing. Let me just take a pen. Their head, this is their head, is hydrophilic, which is water loving, right? So it can easily dissolve in the water. But their tail, here you can see that their tail is hydrophilic, is hydrophobic, which is water hating, right? So inside which we can take place, so inside which our polymerization can take place since our monomer are very much insoluble in the water. Now you can see that as our monomer will come in a contact with this surfactants like this, you can see here, this entire thing is now known as the micelle. This red line is now known as the micelle. So when this monomer will come in a contact with this micelle, it will directly go to the center because this monomer are water insoluble. And this tail of the surfactant is again hydrophobic, which is also insoluble in water. So at the center of this micelle we will get insoluble matter, right? The tail of surfactants and monomer both are insoluble in this region of the center, right? Now now you can see that we are getting our monomer at the center, right, which is the insoluble region. So as if we supply sufficient amount of heat, this polymerization will take place at the center of the micelle where our monomer are present, right here. Now you can see that in this image, this reaction has take place and we are getting our polymer at the center, right? So now we have produced our polymer inside the center of the micelle. Now we can easily remove this surfactant and we can get our polymer in the final form. So this was all about the emulsion polymerization. This entire image explains the concept of the emulsion polymerization, right? You can see here in the initial stage we are going to take this surfactants which has two things. Their head is hydrophilic while their tail is the hydrophobic. So at the center of this micelle we will get insoluble matter, right? So when this monomer here in this image, when this monomer which is hydrophobic, that is it is insoluble in water, will come in a contact and in the center it will be reacted on the application of the heat and it will produce polymer like this here in this image, right? So entire concept of the emulsion polymerization is explained in this image. Now having said that, this conclude the concept of emulsion polymerization. Now in the next video, we will be discussing about their advantages and different disadvantages of this emulsion polymerization technique. And we will see different application of this emulsion polymerization techniques. We will see you in the next video. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.